If you're behind on your mortgage right now in Florida, or you just got served with a stack of paperwork from your lender and you don't know what any of it means, take a deep breath because almost everything you think is about to happen is probably wrong. You probably have more time than you've been told, more options than anyone's explained to you, and more equity sitting in that house than you realize. I'm going to walk you through how foreclosure actually works in Florida, the real options you have at every stage, and the one mistake I see people make over and over that costs them everything. My name's Anthony Astolfi. I run Home Rescue Team here in South Florida. We help homeowners in tough spots, but I want to be clear up front. This video is not a pitch. I don't care if you ever call my company. I care that you don't lose your house for nothing. So this is the same education I'd give my own family if they called me tomorrow saying, Anthony, I'm 3 months behind. What do I do? First thing you have to understand, Florida is a judicial foreclosure state. That's a big deal. In about half the states in this country, the bank can foreclose without ever stepping foot in a courtroom. Florida is not one of those states. Here, your lender has to sue you. They have to file a lawsuit, serve you papers, prove their case to a judge, and get a final judgment before they can sell your home. That means you have time. You have rights. And there are very specific moments along the way where you can stop the entire process, but only if you know they exist. Here's the timeline. You miss a payment. The lender doesn't really do anything yet. Letter, late fee, that's it. Around 30 days late, the calls start. Around 60 days, registered mail. Around 90 to 120 days late, your lender sends what's called a notice of default, sometimes called a breach letter, basically saying you have 30 days to bring this current or we're starting foreclosure. After that 30-day window closes, the lender's attorney goes down to your county courthouse and files a lis pendens. Lis pendens is Latin. It literally means lawsuit pending. That's a public record. That's also when wholesalers and investors start blowing up your phone with cash offers because lis pendens lists are public. Anyone can pull them. Once that lis pendens is filed, you get served. Usually a process server shows up at your door with a summons and a complaint. From the moment you're personally served, you have 20 days to file what's called an answer with the court. Most people don't. They throw the papers in a drawer because they're scared. That's mistake number one, and I'll come back to it. If you don't answer in those 20 days, the bank moves for default judgment, and you basically lose by not showing up. If you do answer, even a simple answer, even without a lawyer, you've just bought yourself months. Florida foreclosures that get answered typically take 8 to 14 months from filing to sale. That's months of runway you can use to figure out a real exit. Eventually, if nothing changes, the bank gets summary judgment, the judge sets a sale date, usually 30 to 35 days out, and your house goes up for online auction at your county clerk's website. Highest bidder wins, certificate of sale issues, and after a 10-day objection period, the title transfers to the new buyer. After that, the new owner can request a writ of possession, and the sheriff comes and removes you. That's the worst case path. Most of you watching this are nowhere near the end of it. You have time. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Here are your 7 real options. Option 1, reinstatement. If you can come up with the full past due amount plus fees and attorney's costs, you can reinstate the loan and the foreclosure goes away. In Florida, you have the right to reinstate up to 5 days before the sale. Doesn't work for most people because the number's usually big, but it's option 1. Option 2, forbearance. Your lender agrees to pause or reduce your payments for 3 to 6 months. The catch, at the end, you owe everything you skipped, sometimes lump sum, sometimes added to the loan. Great for a temporary hit like a job loss or a medical event. Not great if your income permanently dropped. Option 3, loan modification. A permanent change to the loan itself. Lower rate, longer term, sometimes deferred principal. Takes months to process. Most people get denied the first time. But if you have stable income now and just need lower payments, this is the one to fight for. Don't take the first denial as final. Resubmit, escalate, get help. Option 4, short sale. If you owe more on the house than it's worth, the bank can agree to accept less than what's owed in a sale. They have to approve it, takes 60 to 120 days. Credit takes a hit, but a much smaller hit than a full foreclosure. Sometimes they'll even give you relocation money. That's called cash for keys. Option 5, deed in lieu. You hand the keys back voluntarily. Bank takes the house, you walk away. Less damage to your credit than a full foreclosure, but still significant. Option 6, and this is the one most people overlook, and it's usually the best one if you have any equity at all, sell the house. South Florida values are still high. A lot of homeowners behind on their mortgage have $50,000, $100,000, sometimes $300,000 of equity sitting in that property. Equity that gets wiped out if it goes to auction. You can sell traditionally with an agent if you have at least 90 days before the sale and the house shows well. Or you can sell to a reputable cash buyer, my company, somebody else, doesn't matter who, if you need it done in 2 to 3 weeks with no repairs. Either way, selling protects your equity and stops the foreclosure cold. Option 7, surplus funds. Even if your house does go to auction and it sells for more than what you owe, that extra money is yours. It's called surplus funds. The court clerk holds it. You have to file a claim to get it. There are hundreds of millions of dollars in surplus funds sitting unclaimed in Florida right now because people walked away thinking they got nothing. If you've already lost a home in this state, go to your county clerk's website and check. There may be money waiting for you. Quick word on bankruptcy because people always ask, yes, filing Chapter 13 triggers an automatic stay that immediately halts the sale. It buys time. But bankruptcy is a tool, not a magic eraser. If you can't make the restructured payments, the bank gets the stay lifted and you're right back where you were. Talk to a bankruptcy attorney. Most do free consultations, but don't use it as a place to hide. Okay, here's the mistake I see over and over. People get scared and they freeze. They stop opening the mail. They stop answering the phone. They don't show up to court. They convince themselves that if they just ignore it, it'll go away. It will not go away. It will go to auction without you, with you having zero say in what happens. The single most powerful thing you can do today, this week, is open the mail, write down where you actually are in the process, and call one person who knows the system. A foreclosure defense attorney, a HUD-approved housing counselor. Those are free. HUD.gov has the list. A real estate professional who's done short sales. Anyone. Just don't sit alone in the dark with it. The longer you wait, the fewer options you have. Time is options. Lose the time, you lose the options. 3 quick myths to kill. Myth 1, the bank wants my house. They don't. Banks lose money on every foreclosure. They want a workout if they can find one. Myth 2, it's too late. If a sale date hasn't been set, it's almost never too late. Myth 3, my credit is ruined either way. Not even close. A short sale or a sale before judgment looks dramatically better on your credit than a completed foreclosure, maybe 100 points instead of 200 plus, and you can usually buy again in 2 to 4 years instead of 7. I'm not going to spend the end of this video pitching you. If you want to talk through your situation, my number's on the screen and our website is homerescueteam.net. We'll tell you straight up whether selling makes sense or whether you should be calling a loan modification attorney or whether you should just stay put and ride it out. No pressure. We do this work because the people who lose their homes for nothing, that's the part that bothers me. There's almost always a better path than that. So whether you ever call us or not, please open the mail, answer the phone, talk to somebody who knows the system. You have more options than you've been told. Take care of yourselves out there. I'll see you in the next one.